Hello guys, a warm welcome back to the KillerHERTZ Mercedes channel, and I hope you're safe and well. This video I'm going to be showing you how you can completely restore and refresh your Alcantara steering wheel. I'm currently sat in my SL63 AMG, which has got a half Alcantara, half leather steering wheel. First of all, let's discuss what Alcantara is. Essentially, it's a synthetic suede which was developed in the 1970s. Main difference is it's kind of harder wearing and it's more resistant to moisture. Now originally, manufacturers used to put Alcantara on their steering wheels for race cars. When you're wearing a race suit and race gloves, it provides better grip than kind of say leather, for example. And in recent times, high-end manufacturers have started putting on their steering wheels, which is the main area, of course, which your hand actually touches. And the downside to that is all the oils, fats and moisture start reacting with the Alcantara. It starts making or discolouring the Alcantara. It's also changing its kind of, it's getting rid of its sort of grippiness and making it shiny, completely negating the actual point of Alcantara. Now it's kind of common knowledge out there that you shouldn't really get suede or Alcantara products wet, as it completely ruins the actual fabric and the feel of them. However, in this video I'm going to be showing you exactly how you'd clean them safely so you don't damage it. Let's get started. Okay, so this is what my steering wheel currently looks like and what we're going to be working with in this video. Now my car's 10 years old and it has just over 70,000 miles on the clock, and this is a result of all that. Now you can clearly see here that the surface is extremely shiny and in fact actually is reflecting light, rather than what you'd expect from Alcantara with a matte, fluffy finish to it. The Alcantara is in such a sorry state that it actually virtually looks like leather. Years of gripping the steering wheel and daily use have completely ruined its finish. And the worst part about all this, it's actually kind of sticky to touch and it almost feels like it's coming off in your hand. It's really grim. Something I really noticed during a recent lap around the Nürburgring. Alcantara is going all like, no, it's all sticky, feel that? It's like, gross. So, however bad your steering wheel may be, we can fix it. To start, make sure you source yourself a decent cleaning product to work with. Any decent, well-known brand of leather cleaner should do. Next, make sure you have a couple of brand new or perfectly clean microfiber cloths handy. Start by spraying your cleaning product onto the microfiber cloth so it's damp but not soaking wet. We're going to be dabbing the cloth onto the steering wheel and not spraying the product directly onto the wheel itself. You want to be gently applying the cleaning product to the wheel, ensuring that the Alcantara does not become wet, only slightly damp to the touch. Repeat this process by applying directly onto the cloth. Then dab the cloth onto all areas of the steering wheel so it's damp, as I mentioned. Now it's easier to work on one side of the steering wheel at a time rather than the entire wheel. Any decent well-known brand of leather cleaner should do. I prefer using Maguire's products such as this leather detailer. However, use whichever one you're used to. The most important thing to note is do not under any circumstances use water. Almost immediately you'll start seeing some of the grime appearing on the cloth, as you can see here. As soon as you've made an area that you're working on damp, you can start agitating the fibres on the wheel by firmly gripping the microfiber cloth around the wheel. Grip it firmly but not too tight and start twisting each section and keep moving up and down the wheel. Avoid remaining on the same section of the wheel for too long to prevent damaging or wearing out any of the fibres. Keep moving and keep dabbing each section. Do not drag the cloth up and down, again to avoid any damage to the Alcantara. You can continue this process for a couple of minutes, and as long as the Alcantara is slightly damp, you do not need to apply any further cleaner to the cloth. You also can start increasing your speed of how you agitate the Alcantara. At this point, start inspecting your work, and already you should see a noticeable difference. The shininess should start disappearing and the actual fibres will start to actually come back and the flatness should be reduced. The wheel will start looking, well, more like Alcantara. It really is remarkable how much dirt and grime is buried deep within those fibres. Once you finish working on the entire section, that you've made damp, your cleaning cloth will start looking as dirty and as grimy as this. So now for the small, tight sections which are really difficult to apply grip to, such as this area on the steering wheel where your thumbs would normally sit. You can try a different method of cleaning. Apply a very small amount of cleaning product to the cloth and with your thumb directly agitate the dirty spots by making small circular motions to the dirty section. You should notice a difference immediately. Just look at the grime and dirt come off just by using my thumb on this tiny little section. After you've agitated all of the damp sections that you've worked on fully, get yourself another completely dry microfiber cloth and use this cloth to repeat the process. However, this time use a little more force. Twist your hand completely around the wheel to really agitate those fibres, unflattening them. At this point, the flattened, dirty Alcantara will start looking like it should do. The fluffy texture of the fibres is slowly returning back to normal. Now take your time and continue this process across the entire wheel. Remember to keep moving around and not to concentrate on just the one area, however. This is to prevent wearing out any of the fibres by mistake. You will of course need to pay more attention to the most heavily used sections, like I mentioned earlier, the areas where your thumbs are in constant contact with. Depending on the state which your wheel's in, you may want to repeat this entire process over a number of days, a couple of times. Now I left mine overnight and the following day when the wheel had completely dried, I repeated this process again from scratch, starting with applying the leather cleaner solution directly onto the rag and dabbing it once again. Now over these days I slowly started to build up the fibres, unflattening them each time, until I was left with a wheel which looks virtually new once again. Now bear in mind that my car's got 70,000 miles on the clock, so it's never going to look 100% factory fresh, but I'm sure you'll agree by looking at this footage, it looks fairly damn close. After all this work I put into it, I'm extremely happy with the final result. I'm sure you'll agree. And if I do a couple of before and after shots, here we have before looking in an awful state. Followed by after. And note how it's a matte finish now, no longer shiny and reflective. And again another before shot showing the other side of the steering wheel. And another final after shot. Now the transformation is incredible in my opinion. How different it is from when we first started out. All the fibres come back and it's really lifted the cabin of the car. The Alcantara looks almost as good as new.
Okay, so it pretty much wraps up this video. If you follow my instructions carefully, you should have a steering wheel that looks as good as new as the day as it came out the factory. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see other videos like it, consider clicking on that subscribe button as well as the bell icon. That's completely free. If you click on those icons, you will get notified as soon as I upload new videos and content. And if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, which does help the channel. Until next time, thanks very much for your support and watching my video. Until next time, cheers.
All good?
Yeah. That was awesome, but also really scary.
Alcantara is going all like, no, it's all sticky. Feel that? It's like gross. Wow.